Right. Okay, so fingers crossed, and I'll explain why fingers crossed in a short while. I've just inserted a brand new micro SD card, 64 gig, because those of you that watched my last video, and for those of you that didn't, I went to Wales last weekend to scatter some of my dad's ashes in his spiritual home, really. It's a place we used to go every year on holiday, a little campsite in North Wales called Dinas, and we used to go every year, and it was the one place my dad was really truly happy. He absolutely loved it there. So I went there last weekend, stayed in a beautiful hotel, like really old 1850s abbey, which was stunning, and I spent 3 days there, scattered my dad's ashes on the Saturday, then went to Portmeirion for the day, which was amazing, absolutely amazing, beautiful place. And then on Sunday I went to Holyhead on Anglesey, to the marina, which was equally lovely, and I got some really good footage on the dash cam, driving through Snowdonia with the mist-covered mountains, and it was just so picturesque and so beautiful and so stunning. And I got back home and I inserted the SD card into my PC, and none of the footage was saved. I mean, none of it. I was absolutely gutted. Really, really upset, as you can imagine. But there's nothing I can do about it. You know, everything in life happens for a reason. Although I can't make out what the reason is, but everything happens for a reason, and it didn't take. So there's no point in moaning on about it and being upset about it, because I can't change it. Acceptance is the key. I've just got to accept it happened, and that's the way it is. So I've just bought a new SD card, and hopefully this one works. So I'm going on this drive this morning. It's a bit of a trip down memory lane. I'm going on this drive this morning to test out the new SD card, make sure it's working properly, and then hopefully in future I won't have any cause to worry about video not taking or capturing or whatever. So at the moment we're driving down Pilgrim Avenue in Immingham, which I used to walk up and down every day when I was at school. And on the left here is what we used to call the boat park, and it used to have a witch's hat on it, and the swings and all the rest of it, and we used to play on there all the time. I mean, literally all. And what a brilliant place to park, by the way. What a numpty. Talk about squeeze with ease. There's my mate Paul's van, MJ Hickey. Got some parties in that house, I'll tell you. So yeah, we're now driving onto the Ings Lane estate, and this is where I lived from being aged 6 to being aged 25, and the house I lived in was just here, 10 Hadley Road, middle one. I say being 25. I did have 2 years where I went to live in the Middle East. I went to live in Israel to work on a kibbutz for 6 months. I loved it so much that I came back to England, and after 2 weeks I was bored out of my mind. I just wanted to go back, so I did. And I ended up staying for another 18 months. And then came back to England by hitchhiking across Europe, which was fun. So I was working in Athens at the time. I got a little job working for a youth hostel in Athens, and I did that for about 3 months, which was a riot, and then decided to hitchhike home. So I hitchhiked through Greece, through at the time was Yugoslavia, which is no longer a country anymore, and then through Austria, Germany and Belgium. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. So yeah, and I came back here, and then when I was 25, I'd had enough of Birmingham, and went to live in Nottingham with my brother. And since then, I've worked in America, I've been to Africa, been all over Europe working. And then I moved to Bournemouth. I've lived in Bournemouth twice. Years and years in Bournemouth, and then when my dad took ill, I moved back here so I could be near him, because he'd had a stroke and he was in a pretty bad way. And I ended up getting a house and moving him in with me. So, and then obviously ended up being his carer when his dementia set in. Cared for him for 6-7 years. Then he got so bad as his dementia took hold that he was pretty much incapable of doing anything for himself, and ended up moving to a place where he could be cared for more comprehensively. He had carers 4 times a day, and his meals delivered home, and because I was looking after him and working at the same time, which was bloody hard and very tiring. So that kind of freed me up to do my job a bit more. But I still go see him every morning. I'd go drive to his house, his bungalow, every morning. Take him a bacon bun for breakfast to make sure he was okay. And obviously I was on hand whenever he called me if he needed anything. There was only a 2-minute drive down the road. But then he sadly passed away. Ended up in hospital, then ended up on palliative care in a care home, and slowly drifted away. But I was with him till the end. Bless him. Still miss him. I dream about him the other day. I had a dream he was phoning me because he couldn't work his TV. It was a really vivid dream as well. So yeah, basically that's the state of play so far. I do have some photographs on my computer from Wales, so what I'll try to do is at the end of this video just put a few photographs on so you can get an idea of where I was and what I was doing. But yeah, until then, take care of yourselves, look after each other, be nice to each other, and I'll see you on my next drive. Ta-ta.